welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about two different films that I recently watched on Netflix, and I'm going to discuss them together because they both really impacted me and just like changed my whole mood. I was just recently in like a little funk, I guess you would say. I was just going through the motions of life, just feeling very mundane, very worn out and stuff by different things that's just going on in the world and in my life and stuff like that, and not truly feeling motivated. And so I'm on Netflix, I'm trying to find me something to watch, and I see this movie entitled Lady Boss. It had a woman on there and she had piercing eyes, like piercing sexy eyes, and it had like pink neon letters, Lady Boss. And so I told myself, I said, okay, I'm gonna check this out. I don't know what it's about, but I'm gonna check it out. And boy, am I glad that I did. So Lady Boss is actually a documentary, and it's on the life of Jackie Collins. Jackie Collins was an English romance novelist, and she was actually sisters to the Joan Collins. I mean, who doesn't know the legendary actress Joan Collins? She's Hollywood royalty. I mean, Dynasty, have you ever seen Dynasty? Y'all know that famous feud in Dynasty with Joan Collins and one of my favorite actresses, Diane Carroll, or whatever. They were going tit for tat, cat fight. Well, anyway, Joan Collins had a younger sister named Jackie Collins. I can remember, you know, back in the day, seeing like a picture of Jackie and Joan together on like a throne, and if I can find it, I'll put the picture. They both was on thrones and they both looked powerful and stuff like that. So I always knew that Joan Collins had a sister, but I never really thought much about it, and I never even knew that she was an author writing romance novels of all things. The documentary includes interviews with her children, her siblings, and her business partners, as well as her friends, and it gives you a behind the scenes insight on Jackie Collins, the person. She's exposed the world to her different romance novels, and some of them have even been turned into movies and stuff like that, and it's all sex positive, and she has these women in her novels and in her movies that take charge, and they get what they want from, you know, the men. Very sexually confident and sexually liberated women. They do what they want and they're just unapologetic about it. They lady bosses. Jackie kind of hid behind these characters in her novels and stuff, and her documentary just showed that she went through a lot of different traumatic events in her life, and she really prospered, and she was able to step out of the shadow of her famous sister and pave a way for herself. She faced criticism and backlash from a lot of people, while she still remained strong and classy. She was also able to navigate throughout the Hollywood circles and rub shoulders with like Marilyn Monroe, Warren Beatty, those type of Hollywood elites, and she even wrote about them in her novels and stuff, but she changed the names and a few details and stuff like that. But she was able to get the insight and create these stories for the rest of the world as like entertainment. So many people felt like they had a special place in her life and they were so close to her. They felt like they were her best friends, but it was a secretive, a private side to her that she had, that she only let select few people in, and she only gave people bits and pieces of what she wanted them to know about herself. And I found it very interesting that she started on her autobiography, but she never finished this. Documentary in a way is her autobiography. Out of all the books that she had written, she never finished her autobiography of all things. Parts of her different books and diaries and stuff is being narrated. I don't know if it's really her voice or if it's like a voice actress, whatever, so you feel like she's actually talking to you. You're getting insight into her thoughts and into her diary and stuff. She was always writing her whole life. She was writing and she had no idea that she would become an author until she got a push from one of her husbands, and the rest is history. Over the years, I've dibbled and dabbled in a little romance novel. I mean, come on now, who don't know about 50 Shades of Grey? But Jackie Collins was actually a groundbreaker, a trailblazer. She knocked down a lot of doors for those type of authors, especially women authors, and giving women a voice. And her motto was, girls can do anything, women can do anything. She was a feminist to the core, and just watching this documentary really just motivated me. It made me feel like I could do anything. Cause I was like, hey Tish, you want this little fly little hairstyle? You can do it yourself, girl. You don't need to schedule no appointment with nobody. You can do it yourself, girl. You can do anything. So yeah, definitely check out Lady Boss if you haven't already. You will not regret it. I'm telling you, it will definitely give you that push that you need to follow your dreams and just do you and be badass and be unapologetic about it. So after I watched the documentary, I think it was like it was later that night, I hopped back on Netflix when I was about to get ready for bed, and I said, I think I'm gonna watch a movie. And I saw that the movie Palm is on Netflix, and this movie came out back in 2019, but I never saw it. I don't even really remember it being advertised, but hey, I may have seen some commercials for it, but you know, everything going on with Corona, I just forgot. Palm stars some very seasoned actresses like Diane Keaton, Pam Grier, Rhea Perlman, and Jackie Weaver. This is actually the first time that I've seen Jackie Weaver in a movie, and I'm telling you, she stole the show for sure. She was hilarious. The movie's about this loner named Martha, who's played by Diane Keaton, and she's a little older. She's nearing the end of her life, and she doesn't have any family, doesn't have any close friends or anything. So she's like, you know what, I'm gonna sell off all my possessions and I'm gonna move to a retirement home. And I guess in her mind, she was just thinking she's gonna go to a retirement home and just chillax and wait to die and not have to worry about nobody. But little does she know, they be getting turned up at the retirement home. She was doing more things at the retirement home than she was doing by herself at her apartment. So yeah, she moves into the retirement home, and she's told that she has to participate in at least one club. And if she doesn't find a club that they already have that she likes, then she's welcome to try and create her own club. So she tries her best to try to fly under the radar, but then she has this neighbor who's very outgoing, very loud, and just trying to get her involved in everything. So she's kind of like pulling her out of her shell. So then Martha, she starts to thinking, and she's like, you know what, why don't we start a cheerleading club? So she gathers some of the other elderly ladies within the community, and they start a group and they start cheerleading. And it's so funny, as you can imagine, some elderly women trying to do some cheers and all that, the different dance styles they have and stuff, and trying to come up with routines. It's just very hilarious. Definitely love the movie because I'm a grandma's baby. Me and my grandmother, we were very, very close when she was living, and now that she's no longer here, she lives within me. She lives in my heart, and I love elderly people. Always have loved being around them. They are amazing. So at the cheerleading club, they face these different obstacles. They're being laughed at, they're being ridiculed and everything. But what this movie showed to me was, you can't worry about what people think about you. You gotta do what makes you happy. You only have one life to live, and you ought to be dancing. You ought to be living out loud, being as exuberant as you want to be, because it's your life. Who cares what anybody thinks? And I really took that to heart, because when I used to have thoughts about trying to create a YouTube channel, people used to say things to me and be like, Tish, why you wanna do that? You ain't gonna be able to do this and do that. But you know what? I couldn't let the naysayers get in my ear. I just had to do what I had to do, you know what I'm saying? Because this is something that I enjoy and it's my life. So, hey, I have to live it. But yeah, if you love an underdog story, this movie is definitely one to watch. And like I said, it's very hilarious, but it did have its tearjerker moments. And I'm telling you, I was boohoo crying and all of that. Don't get it twisted. I was doing all of that. But video is a very great movie and kind of put me in the mind of The Bucket List a little bit with Morgan Freeman. I really love that movie, but this is like a female version kinda with like elderly people. And so yeah, check it out if you haven't already. And if you've seen Lady Boss, drop down in the comment section, let me know your thoughts. And yeah, I hope that you all like this video. If so, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so you can see some more videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.